Hey everyone, GuardianE here with another live reaction and first impression video for Fire Emblem Heroes. Tonight we're getting the reveal of the next set of Special Heroes Seasonals entering into the game in just a couple of days. It is going to be Christmas themed, most likely. We did get the silhouettes revealed during the last Faye channel. A lot of wild guesses out there, some people throwing out 3 houses. I could see it. I could see maybe some Felix and Hilda action in there. Some people have suggested Camilla. I'm not sold on that theory just yet. The left silhouette, the hair is way too straight. Frankly, it looks a lot like Lucius to me. And the silhouette on the right is so huge, it really could be anybody. It's probably a duo harmonic hero or something to that effect. So we don't know. We're going in blind, not looking at my screen right now. We're going to hit play. Don't know why YouTube is doing the weird spinny thing right now, but alright, so I'm going to hit play, I'm going to look away until the splash is over, so we can be surprised as they get revealed one at a time. So let's get started. I'm excited. Could be something really good. And there's the splash, so now I'll look up... Okay, there we go. Oh, is that Navarre? Hoary... Well, Hoary Sovereign. Oh, Sephiran. Okay, an armored cleric. Okay. 10 and baton plus, so it's an inheritable staff. Earthwater bomb. Odd recovery 3. So we're getting some skills that are going to be sort of geared towards clerics, which is interesting. Frosty shut-in. So we're getting a Bernie. Okay, alright, so she's going to be a cavalry green tome user. Priest. Is her exclusive weapon, Moonbow, got a lull skill, a rouse skill. I like the horse design.
You want this, right?
What? Oh, that's so funny. She's a shut-in, so she gets stuck in the house. Wow, holiday layabout. It is going to be Hilda. Okay. She looks really good, actually. Wow, alright. Hako doing the art. She's an armor lancer, candy cane plus. It looks like there aren't going to be, it's not exclusively armors like it's been in previous years, which is exciting. Oh wow, I love the attacking art. So dynamic. Alright, cross-time duo. There we go. And you know what? Okay, Altina. Wow, they look really good. I saw some guesses for Altina when the Fate channel hit, and they were right, because they thought they saw Ragnall and Alondite, and they were right on the money. Wow, they look so good. That's crazy. Okay. Harmonized skill grants... Okay, the blades, we've seen that before. And grants Vantage as well, which is right up Altina's alley, right? She loves that Vantage. Alright. So she's got Sanaki with her, of course. And, I didn't see what the other effects are, but certainly we're going to take a closer look at their skills. We're going to take another gander. There's the Vantage. Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Alright, so a paralogue story, a festival miracle, so that is going to be a new story with new orbs. Altina looks super tall, or Sanaki looks really short. I'm not sure which. Maybe a combination of the two. Alright, so let's take a quick pause here. Special heroes are here. It is going to be even color distribution. Special heroes may not appear later. Hilda is going to be the 4-star focus. Interesting. Putting Hilda as the 4-star focus. I like it. I mean, she's a fan favorite. I think she looks fantastic. So, honestly, going in a little bit for Hilda is not such a bad prospect. For more details, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see if there's anything else in the trailer. It looks like there is more to the trailer, right? Okay, after your 40th summon on an event, choose the focus hero from that event to summon for free up to 3 times. So they did reveal this on the Fate channel, just so everyone is aware that they did not say that this is how they're going to be handling seasonals going forward. So don't take it to mean that, but maybe they're testing the waters. This is going to be the first seasonal that features a mileage/sparking system, which of course means that if you go up to 40 summons, you can grab one of the focus units for free up to 3 times. Again, I'll just say, I don't know why they didn't decide to go the full mile up to 4 times, so you can get one of each of them. If you go in, you know, if you go 160 summons in, I think that you probably should be allowed to guarantee yourself one of each of the units, but that's fine. Alright, so they are going to be hitting on the 16th of December, and they are going to be here for the entire month, bleeding into 2021. We are getting the next set of Christmas units, and I am glad that they have deviated from what was basically like an armor-only seasonal in the past. We've got some more diversity, some movement diversity, which is always appreciated. So let's rewind, take a closer look at their art, take a closer look at their skills, and just do kind of a preliminary evaluation of if we think they're worth pulling for. All right, so we're starting with the Hoary Sovereign, which is going to be, it's an interesting weapon armor combination of being an armor cleric. It kind of looks like his weapon is a coat rack. I don't know if anybody else gets that vibe, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. I'm sure that's not what it's supposed to be, but it definitely looks like a coat rack to me. But certainly festive. It's got the little tree on top. It's got the little star that glows. It looks like he's got like a crown of holly over his head, which is nice. The whole red and white dynamic kind of reminds me of like the Red Cross, so it actually kind of fits pretty nicely into being like a nurse or a cleric, a healer basically. Got more of the holly kind of wrapped around his hip there. And he's got that long flowing hair behind him. So when I was saying that I thought it could be Lucius, I was mixing it up for another healer in the game. Of course, Lucius is not always a healer, but he's a healer in Fire Emblem Heroes, so I kind of mixed them up. Anyway, let's keep going. Here's Sephiran. Alright, let's pause here. So, Tannin Baton Plus. It's 12 might weapon. Grants defense res +2 to allies within 2 spaces of unit during combat, and inflicts special cooldown charge of -1 on foe per attack. Only highest value applied, does not stack. Okay, so it's an inheritable support weapon for staff users. I guess that's not the worst thing in the world. Staff users have a lot of different options available to them right now, but if you wanted to have a staff that you can inherit that is like solely a support role, it's not a bad choice, especially for more defensive units out there, and especially ones that kind of stack on the damage reduction overall. So the +2 would be appreciated. Inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack. That's not bad. So I could definitely see this weapon having its uses. I don't think it's terribly special, but useful nonetheless. Restore plus for the assist. Restores HP equal to 50% of attack. Neutralizes allies' penalties like panic, threaten, and negative status effects, preventing counterattacks that last through the allies' next turn. Restore Plus is definitely one of the best healing assists in the game. Being able to neutralize those penalties and those debuffs is absolutely critical in certain game modes and in things like Ether Raids. It can be huge utility for your team. Earth Water Bomb Plus for the special. When healing an ally with a staff, grants defense res +6 to all allies for 1 turn. So it does seem like he is going to be geared towards more defensive team compositions, which of course makes sense since he is an armor as well. Attack res push 4 at start of combat if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%. Grants attack res +7 after combat. If unit attack, deals 5 damage to unit. So push skills I think are excellent and amazing. I'm not entirely sure if it works with his archetype as, a defensive armor and then trying to support his allies defensively, but we'll see, because there's also Odd Recovery 3 for the C slot. So Odd Recovery 3, at start of odd number turns, neutralizes any penalty on allies within 2 spaces of unit and restores 20 HP to those units. I see. So this is something we haven't seen before, and if I had to guess, I would say that this is probably exclusive to Cleric. So it's going to be a support role skill for the C slot that is going to neutralize any debuffs within 2 spaces on odd number turns, of course, which of course means that we're going to get an even recovery 3 down the line, and restores 20 HP just by being around them. That's actually pretty good. And that's kind of exciting for the types of skills and cleric exclusive skills we might be seeing in the future to reinforce maybe their support role or what they can do on a support as a support for a team. Even though it's only on odd number turns, being able to just passively neutralize debuffs on your team from a range, even from 2 spaces, is really powerful. And the 20 HP is nothing to scoff at. 20 HP is a lot. Again, to passively heal, he has the action to restore as well if he needs to. That's just really solid, especially again for a support role character. So I'm excited at the prospect of what these recovery skills could be, and any expansion of other types of C slot buffs or debuff nullification that could bring for clerics in particular, to sort of just specialize them in that role. I think that's exciting. Alright, so let's keep going. Let's see what his attack animation was like. Didn't really catch any of that. It's kind of a serene, statuesque pose, not really action-y, I would say. But he does have his long locks sort of flowing behind him, so that's nice. It does create a little bit of a dynamic movement to it. But otherwise, it does feel very still, I would say. The art itself, I think it could be... They could have added a little bit more effects to it and things like that. Sephiran looks fine here. I like the design overall of his outfit thematically and how it fits. I like the star design at the bottom there amidst the red with the white little crosses. I will say that the art looks a little flat to me. It doesn't blow me away, but he looks fine. He looks okay. And attack animation's okay too. So we got the Frosty shut-in. We've got Bernie. Oh, that's really cute. She's got a little hedgehog that she's holding there. And she's got her Santa hat, her little Santa outfit. It looks like there's some ornaments and other things just kind of floating around her. I don't know if that's going to be in her actual art or if that's just an effect for the trailer. It seems like a pretty traditional, cute Santa outfit. She has the fluffy white fur lining, of course, and the red. She's got some green patterns, a little bit of some stripes around the collar, and then it looks like her scarf might be swinging behind her. I think that's what that is, with the little poofy balls at the end. And of course, she's rocking her signature Bernie spats under the skirt. I think the art is cute. I think Toby did a nice job on the art overall, especially thematically. The hedgehog is adorable. The long scarf is really, really cute too. I do think she looks a little on the young side. I feel like both Bernies in the game look a little on the young side, younger than coming from Three Houses. She looks a lot younger than I would expect, but it is a cute look for sure. Let's keep going here and see what her skills are, and take another look at that awesome animation. So, Reist is her weapon. It's a 14 might weapon. It's going to be a green tome. Grants speed +3, always a solid little boost. You can't complain about that. At start of turn, if unit's HP is equal to 100% and unit is within 2 spaces of an ally. Okay, it deals 1 damage to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit. Okay, if unit's HP is less than 100% at start of combat, grants attack speed +6 to unit during combat and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30%. Huh. Alright, so let's break that down. Speed +3 is always solid. The main effect of her weapon is that she gets +6 to both attack and speed and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30% on both phases. Doesn't matter if it's player phase or enemy phase, but she has to be below 100%. And so in order to meet that, she can self-fulfill her condition. As long as she is around a unit, one of her allies, she will basically tick her own damage down by 1, as well as any allies within 2 spaces, as long as she has 100% HP. It's kind of interesting because some units out there and some skills out there require her allies to be, or require other units to be at 100% HP, so she obviously can't work very well with those units, at least not without some finagling as far as positioning and everything else. So it's interesting about that. It is also interesting that she basically fulfills her condition. This is basically the first time, as far as I can recall, that a unit is able to lower their own HP in order to fulfill a condition. Generally speaking, if you're at the start of a turn and the other side of an Ether Raid map or anything like that, you can't self-fulfill this condition of being at a certain HP threshold by decreasing your HP. There aren't any skills that do that other than this one. Again, as far as I can remember. Now, there aren't a lot of skills that have... There's a very limited number of skills that have an HP threshold of just being below 100% HP. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic. It certainly fulfills Bernie's role, or fulfills her weapon's needs as far as creating the condition, but it's probably not going to act as a way to enable her allies' conditions for their skills, just because there aren't that many skills out there that require you to be at below 100% HP. Usually the threshold is much lower than that, 80, 75, 50%, right? If it is going to be a requirement of being below a certain threshold. But it's certainly a powerful effect, especially for a cavalry unit, since they don't have access to a lot of the damage reduction skills that are out there. So she's able to take advantage of that in the form of it being kind of built into her weapon, which is pretty nice. And then you got Moonbow for the special, attack speed solo 4. It's always kind of a favorite for them to slap this on cavalry units just because they have a tendency to overextend because of their increased movement ability. Lull speed res 3. Again, we're seeing that on basically all cavalry units. Our lull skills on the B slot, and they are very strong. Inflicts -3 to speed and res in this instance on foe, and neutralizes foes' bonuses to speed and res, so any activated buffs. And that's exactly what she wants, because she's going to be able to more effectively double, and she's going to do more damage if their res is lower. And then Rouse attack speed 3 at start of turn if unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack speed +6 to unit for 1 turn. So it's a way for her to tack on attack speed +6 to herself, as long as she's not within range of or adjacent to an ally. So I think she has a nice cohesive kit. I think it's powerful. I think she's going to do a lot of damage out there. I think it's effective. It doesn't blow me away. I think the most interesting element of her kit overall is her weapon, because we haven't seen before a way for units to be able to lower their HP outside of combat, like without any combat at all, just to meet an HP threshold for a skill or a weapon. So it's kind of unique in that respect, which also means that in certain maps where you have to bait out the enemy before they move, or in like ether raids and stuff, you're going to be able to just use up a turn to be able to just make sure that she has the condition met for her weapon to be fully active. So that's kind of nice. She doesn't have to like charge in and take damage in order to activate it. So I guess that has its uses as well. Let's keep going. Let's take a look at her attacking art and animation as well, because the animation looked awesome. Alright, so she's gonna tank that. And she looks very distressed. The hedgehog looks like it's kind of flying. I thought it was a stuffed hedgehog, but it kind of looks like it has a mind of its own, because it is leaping forward. She's got the presents floating around her. I love the light that's emanating from the wreath that she has, and you have like these wisps of Christmassy light and delight just kind of swirling around her. You got ornaments flying. It's very cute. It is very cute. You want this, right? She's giving some gifts, and then I think really the star is the attack animation here, where the house comes in, and she really is literally shutting herself in. That's kind of funny. All right, so we've got the holiday layabout. So she is going to be the 4-star focus unit of the banner. Hilda. She is going to be an armored lancer, and it does look like she is wielding a giant pink candy cane, which is super, super cute. The pink, of course, matching her hair, her eyes, her stockings as well. I feel like this art has really cohesive color composition. Just from head to toe, as your eyes trace the body line, I think that it just works really well. You have the pink and then the red, and then you just have these slight accents of the green as well. It's not overbearing. You have the flowers adorning her hair. I like the really small Santa hat. It's just very cute. It's just kind of propped and off to the side a little bit. You have a little bit of asymmetry because one of her pigtails has the flowers, the other one looks like it has a ribbon instead, so it just keeps things interesting from that perspective. And then it's balanced by the holly that she has on her hip as well, in that belt. And overall, the outfit's very cute. I mean, it reminds me almost of like a stewardess outfit. You know, there are certain accents that are very similar to her default outfit as well. It's just very Hilda. She even has kind of like a cutesy pose. You could see her wearing this at a Christmas party on the school grounds, right? It just fits her. It's very fitting. It looks good on her. So let's keep going. Take a look at her skills as well as the attack animation, right? All right, so Candy Cane Plus is her inheritable 14 Might Lance. If unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack defense +5 to unit during combat, and inflicts special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack. So condition, super easy to meet, just be within 2 spaces of an ally. It grants attack and defense +5. Those are solid boosts to the skills that she wants to buff as an armored lancer. And then special cooldown charge -1 on foe per attack is very solid in maintaining sustain and neutralizing the enemy's ability to proc their special. So that's overall just solid. It's solid. Shove for the assist. Attack defense form 3 for the A slot. If unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack defense +X to unit during combat, X being 2 times the number of allies within 2 spaces at a max of 7. So the form skills, I think, are great. I mean, they're kind of a variant of the bond skills in that they're proximity based to your allies. And again, since it's very easy to be around your allies for the most part, especially as armors that tend to bunch up and clump together, the form skills are going to be very powerful as an A-slot skill. So she should have not too much trouble again getting the +7 to attack and defense in the the A-slot skill. And of course, having access to the form skill as an A-slot skill on a 4-star focus unit is a very nice thing. Even follow-up 3 for the B slot. If it is an even number turn, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. So again, we're seeing a new introduction to the 4-star pool, I believe. I don't think we have access to this as a 4-star skill. Of course, she is seasonal, so she's also limited. But that aside, having both, she comes with a lot of good stuff, I would say. Like things that you may want to have on your armors. for a variety of circumstances or unique situations. So the form skill, I think, in general is just very strong. Candy Cane Plus, I could definitely see its uses. Even Follow-Up 3, I could definitely also see its uses depending on the type of map and the type of challenge you're facing. So I think overall she's got some really great stuff. And on the cheap, because she is a 4-star focus hero, that does mean that she is going to be relatively easy to get. I'm not super impressed with it, but I mean, when am I going to be super impressed by a 4-star focus unit on a banner? It just, I don't think that's ever in the cards. But at the same time, she's got a lot of unique stuff that I think that you could go for in order to inherit. So that's very nice. Let's take a look at her attacking art and animation here. All right. Oh, this art is so good. I love how the pigtails are kind of floating there. It's just so dynamic. There's so much movement here. It's really, really pretty. You even get a little preview of how the weapon is designed to be used. So it's like the green ribbons act as handles, and she's kind of like swinging it from the handles and using the pointy end of the candy cane as the lance. So, well, I guess that makes sense. The pointy end would be the end of the lance. And then she's, of course, showing off some of that absolute territory as well, which is always appreciated. Yeah, no, Hilda looks great. I think that she is, from an art perspective, I think she knocks it out of the park. From a skill perspective, I think that she's got a lot to offer, honestly. Although, hey, that's not... Hold on. She's attacking with the rounded edge of the candy cane. But, like, you can clearly tell in her attacking art right here that, like, she's swinging the pointy end forward, right? Like, she's like in mid-swing. Like, it's right before she's about to swing forward. So, she's, like, rearing back, and you got the rounded edge behind her, and then she's gonna, like, swing forward with the pointy side. Does anybody else care about that? Is it just me? Am I the freak? It's fine. It's fine. It's still a very cute animation. It's totally fine. Okay, cross-time duo. So we are going to be getting Altina and Sanaki. They look great. The art is by Kita Senri. Yeah, I knew it was Kita Senri. Yeah, Altina looks awesome here. I think she really does look amazing. The Rognal and the Alondite are so huge and intimidating, and she's just like, you know, hefting them like they're nothing. It's always super impressive. She's such a badass. I love the choice of antler ears on her. It's pretty disarming on what would be a rather intimidating character. I think it really softens her look overall, and it's really good, really nice for kind of the holidays, to be very festive, right? And then a lot of the rest seems like stylistic changes to what would be her regular outfit. Like the breastplate that she has, which is normally a lighter color, is now black, which really kind of fits very well with the black thigh highs that she has, and the red sash or the red skirt that she's got on, and the red gloves, the red and white gloves. She has the white fur lining, of course, that just screams Christmas. And then really around her neck is some cute little, looks like cute little fluff balls and some bells dangling as well. And I love the green ribbon, that's the green bow that's really kind of wrapped around her. Again, almost like she's a gift. And just the flowing purple hair. I really like it. I think the art looks really great for Altina here. Sanaki looks super cute too. She's tiny. She looks so small here. She's also in kind of like signature poofy outfit with Santa hat. It is very cute. I do like she has the matching ribbon and bow to Altina as well. But they definitely look like a very cute pair together. Let's go ahead and take a look at their skills and their attacking animation and art as well. Alright, so Ragnall Alondite, no surprises there. 10 might, unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range, so built-in distant counter, inflicts speed -5, unit attacks twice, even if foe initiates combat. So that's interesting. We're not getting any alternate version of Ragnall Alondite. It is just the pure Ragnall Alondite that she's always had, with, you know, no other frills. I believe Altina, the original version, her Ragnall Alondite was also 10 might. I don't think there's any difference there, so it really is just the same weapon. Twin Blades, again, is the same special that she has, so boost damage by 40% of units res, disables non-special skills that reduce damage by X%. Again, I think that's the exact same as her Twin Blades. And then attack res unity. Okay, let's take a look at this. So it's an A-slot tier 4 skill. If unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack res +5 and bonus to attack and res during combat equal to current penalty on each of those stats ×2. If unit has -7 penalty to attack, grants attack +19 for a net bonus of attack +12. Calculates each stat bonus independently. Oh, wait, okay, let's take a closer look at this. Okay, so if she had -7 penalty to her attack, she would cancel it out with a +7, and then get an additional +7, and then get the +5 that's just kind of the original buff that she would be getting. So she gets +12. Okay, alright, that's very solid. I mean, again, it being dependent, basically, it's like one of those Fallen Ike things, where, you know, you weaken me and it only makes me stronger. So, you know, if she is able to consistently proc penalties, which it's, you know, it's rampant, really, you can't really take 2 steps without getting debuffed in some capacity, then attack res unity actually can elevate her attack and res stats to pretty powerful levels. +12 is really nothing to scoff at. Null C Disrupt 3 for the B slot, neutralize effects that prevent units' counterattacks during combat. Okay, that's very solid. I already saw that their harmonic skill granted Vantage, so it would make sense that they would put on her B slot not Vantage, but something else that she could take advantage of, and that's certainly something to get rid of those pesky clerics and, you know, fire sweep bow users and the like. Attack res 03 for the C slot. At start of turn, if unit is adjacent to an ally, grants attack res +5 to unit for 1 turn. So it's definitely respectable, very powerful. I mean, you're not going to have a unit that has Rognwall, Londite, and Twin Blades and not be powerful. So she's going to be powerful, at least in the context of like comparing her to the original version of Altina. Again, she doesn't like blow me away. But again, it's all about the harmonic skill. So we got to take a look at the harmonic skill here. Of course, before we do that, we do want to take a look at her attacking art. Oh, it's very cute. I like how Altina has a smile there. It kind of warms my heart. Despite the fact that she's swinging 2 giant energy-bursting swords right around her, it does feel very wholesome at the same time. And you get Sanaki back there, all bundled up and looking very, very warm. You got Altina showing off a little bit of the thigh there as she's stepping forward, too. So, it hits a lot of marks. I feel like this art, there's a lot of action, a lot of energy in it. A lot of depth of field. I like it a lot. I think it's great. Let's see the attack animation. It wasn't anything special. Okay. So her harmonized skill. So grants resonance blades to unit and allies from the same titles as unit. So we've seen blades. We've seen the blades effect in general. That's just attack speed +4 during combat. It's an in-combat buff to attack and speed. And then grants vantage to unit. So it just flat out grants both of those things, which is very strong. I was just talking about how a unit like her would really like to have Vantage. So them just tacking it onto the Harmonized skill is a way to remedy that, of course. We've seen the Blade skill before. It is powerful, certainly, but it's also one of the older Harmonized skills that we've seen. It's certainly one of those things where in-combat buffs are hard to neutralize, so having any kind of in-combat buff to stack on to whatever buff she already has is a valuable thing. The +4 speed is kind of suspect just because she's not going to take advantage of the speed with Rognwall Londite, which already cripples her speed with -5. I mean, I guess it acts to counteract that, and I don't know what her stat line is. Actually, I can look at her stat line. I mean, she's got 13 speed, is that right? Yeah, so she's not doing anything with that speed stat. I was going to suggest that the +4 speed might let her not get doubled as much, but if she's got 13 speed, that +4 speed isn't really doing much for her at all. So it's a little bit weird because they're recycling that specific buff. I mean, they're attacking on Vantage to it. The Vantage is much more useful to her. Any attack buff at all is going to be useful just because she's going to attack twice in a row. But it would have been nice to have a different resonance skill that gave her like attack res +4 during combat. I feel like that would make more sense. However, the +4 speed is overall probably going to be more valuable to her allies. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely powerful, and it definitely fulfills, I guess, the gap in her kit. So I definitely see the utility here. And we can actually see what her stat line is going to be. So she's got 55 attack, 13 speed. So she is min-max to hell, which is always a nice thing to see, of course, in general. So here she's going to activate it. Oh, very, very cute. Of course, emulating her attacking animation, the sprites when they're pairing up and using their harmonic skill. Now, yeah, here we go. And then the Vantage goes off. And then the Twin Blades. Super cute. Very nice. Paralog Story, A Festival Miracle. A lot of fan favorites here for sure. I think a lot of people were... Oh, actually, let's pause here. Oh, wait. Is that Felix? I missed that on the first go-around. I don't know why I didn't pause. I usually pause here to take a look, but I didn't catch that. I guess that is Felix. So I was just about to say, we didn't see Felix on the banner, but looking at this, we may be getting Felix as a free blue archer. If that is in fact Felix, which would be awesome. Felix is a huge fan favorite. A lot of people have been waiting for Felix to enter into the game, and so that'd be great. That'd be huge for people. So for fans of Felix can rejoice if that is in fact him. It certainly looks like him, as far as I can tell from the chibi. So absolutely a fun banner overall, lots of really pretty art, lots of pretty characters, very, very festive in general. I would say that Sephiran, to me, is probably the most, I don't want to even say lacking, but probably maybe the least exciting. I think he does introduce kind of a new wave of cleric-specific skills and niches, which is very nice. Him being an armor cleric in general is also, we don't have a ton of those, so he does fulfill that role as well. And like I said, he has some unique support capability, which is always useful. But he's also kind of, again, I just feel like the least exciting of the batch. Hilda is going to be the 4-star focus of the batch, and she does have some pretty tempting skills, I have to say, and very tempting art as well. And if you're trying to just get an easy seasonal unit, because she's going to have the highest rate on the banner, might be worth going for blue just to get a copy or two. And again, I think she has skills that armors can actually take advantage of and find very useful, so it might be worth having some Hilda copies just in case. You never know. And then, of course, we've got Bernie. I think Bernie is fine. Again, her skills will be potent, but I think I don't find them especially exciting, except for the fact that her weapon is pretty unique in having the -1 HP tick to herself to be able to proc her own condition. It's certainly useful to have. And then you have the harmonic hero of Altina and Sanaki, who I think are very powerful, very, very potent. Their stat line looked absolutely beastly and min-maxed. I mean, that alone, and the fact that it's Rodnell Alondite plus Twin Blades is just, I mean, it's always going to be powerful. But at the same time, I don't think she brings a ton new to the table, I would say. I will say the fact that she grants Vantage to her allies is actually a really powerful skill. Of course, it's only for units within their 2 games, right? But in general, for units that rely on Vantage or find Vantage very useful, there's a lot of competitive B-slot skills. So if you're able to free up that slot by having Altina, the harmonic Altina in the team, then that does open up a lot more possibilities as far as unit composition and team building. It's also, of course, worth noting that Altina is not a flyer this time around. She is an infantry unit. And that, of course, means that she has access to a bevy of very, very dangerous skills, including dangerous B-slot skills. And because she doesn't have to rely on having Vantage in the B-slot and she can use her harmonic skill instead, that does mean that not only does she have access to what she already has, which is See Null Disrupt, which is just in general very good, but she also has access to like Special Spiral and skills that can basically allow her to have Twin Blades at the ready every single time whenever somebody is initiating on her. So that in and of itself is very, very strong. So just bear that in mind too. You know, if you have spare Special Spiral, that might be an option for her too, depending on the circumstances. So for me personally, I think I might end up going in a little bit for Altina and Hilda, but I'm a little undecided at the same time. New Year's is around the corner too, so we're probably going to get a seasonal for New Year's. They're going to be ramping and hyping things up, so by the time the New Year's units are revealed, this banner will still be up. So again, if you have any reluctance or hesitation about whether or not you should be pulling on this banner, you can always wait until the tail end to decide to go in for it. But let me know in the comments below if you're excited for a Festival Miracle, the new Christmas 2020 banner in Fire Emblem Heroes. If you're excited for any particular unit, who you're going to be going for in the banner. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to leave us a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. We thank you all so much for watching and for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We really, really do appreciate it. Certainly hoping you're all staying safe, healthy, secure, and united out there, and wishing the very, very best for you, your family, and your friends. And until next time, let's protect those skies.